You're listening to audio from Cities Church. You can find more resources and learn about our ministry by visiting citieschurch.com.
Last Sunday, Pastor Marshall gave us 4 short prayers to remember from Psalm 86. And one of them was, glorify your name. Glorify your name. He encouraged us, in his words, our confidence that God will do anything is grounded on his ability to glorify his name. In other words, if and only if God can and will achieve his ultimate aim, can we trust that he will meet our individual needs for daily bread, for health and work and life, for our children, for our spouses, and for our loved ones. And this gives us a new urgency to pray that God would glorify his name. My prayers, my needs, my desires, my worries, all of these are part of a bigger and grander story and the grander end of God's name and God's glory. So do you, my dear friends, do you pray beyond the fenced-in yard of your own needs toward God's glory? The psalmist calls us to ask, how can we guide our prayers beyond ourselves to God's wider purposes? Not just, oh Lord, give my children salvation. That's a good prayer. But, oh Lord, glorify your name by causing me and my children to delight in you all the days of our lives. Not just save me from that insult, but show the world your greatness, O Lord, by creating in me a patient and loving response to that insult. Not just meet our needs, but please meet our needs so that we can testify to your greatness in the world. So, dear friends, take your prayers Godward and toward glorifying his name. Expand them as deep as the history of redemption and as broad as the whole world. Lead yourself deeper into God's purposes by praying beyond the horizon of our own immediate needs. And that looks like praying, glorify your name. And that reminder also reminds us to confess our sins. So would you bow with me, please? Holy Father, just as your disciples asked, we also ask, teach us, Lord, to pray. We confess to you both our prayerlessness and the narrowness of our prayers. We ask you then, please open our eyes so that we would see and sense the eternal things taking place among us and direct our hearts toward your purposes. Teach us, we ask now, to view the world in light of your kingdom and your glory. Our weak prayers lead us toward faithlessness. And so we confess then these and other sins and ask that you would lead us in a time of silent confession.